fight at the end.
Yep.
And all 5 of the Big Finish doctors are involved.
Yes.
And not much yet is known about this. How much can you tell us about what is, not the storyline or anything, but...
I could probably tell you everything if I could remember. But, you know, I swear to you, I've recorded my material for The Light at the End, and I'm jiggered if I can remember a single thing. Because you go into a studio, you know, you get the script a few days before, you read it, you go in, and you don't have to learn it, so you're not pouring hours of concentration into it. And you work through it scene by scene, and then the next day you're doing another one, and the next day another one. And I promise you I cannot remember.
So when you hear it, it'll be a surprise to you too.
I know there are sections where we're on our own and sections where we all meet each other, and I can remember little fragments of the kind of... one thing I did notice is that they very cleverly made it so that it's not heavily weighted for any particular doctor. Everyone gets a fair crack of the whip. Good. And we do get to meet each other, and we do get to vie with each other to achieve the common goal, whatever that was. But I can't remember! So you could torture me and I won't tell you. Well, if you torture me, I'd tell you a load of lies, but I really don't know. Sorry.
Now, one final...
It was very good, though.
One final question on the 50th anniversary, and that is, Peter said at one point last year that if you gentlemen were not invited in to do the TV show, that he would just get you all together and film your own special. Yes, he did. And he's actually filmed a couple of pieces that were shown at the Gallifrey convention in LA that are really great. And he said he would just have you gentlemen together and you'd do your own 50th anniversary special. So next time you talk to him, remind him of that.
Oh, I have been talking to him. And my lips are sealed. I didn't know he said that.
Interesting.
Just watch this space.
Nice. Okay. We have Michael over here who has a walk-around mic. If you have questions for Mr. Baker, and I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of you do, raise your hand. Okay, we'll start just...
What's wrong with the rest of you? Why don't you have questions?
Shy.
You're I'm shy, she shouted. Yeah, I can tell. So am I!
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming to Timegate.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. I saw you at Mock many years ago in Columbus.
Yep.
And if you remember, we share the same birthday, June 8th. So I'm going to wish you an early happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I think yours is a lower number than mine.
Not by much, dear. Not by much.
Quite a lot.
Oh, I really don't have a serious question. I would love.
Well, that's a non-serious one.
I'd love for you to share with us your time working on Blake 7.
Oh, Blake 7. Abraham the Butcher, Abraham the Berserker, who got into a strop because he was the second most feared man in the galaxy. And Blake was the first, and he was really hacked off about that. Yeah, it was a subtle part. I remember the dear director directed Via Lorimer, whose birthday is also the 8th of June, interestingly, because Vera and I always used to send each other birthday cards. He was a lovely man. We did some filming before we did anything else, some exterior shots. And I was in the wardrobe van, and they said, we got some bits and pieces here if you want to try them on. I said, let's have them all. It was just skull and crossbones and earring, everything you'd find a biker wearing. And I'd filmed about 3 scenes when Via said, have I just noticed what you're wearing? He said, it's a bit over the top. I said, it's too late now. So Bayban came heavily weighed down with, I've still got the skull and crossbones somewhere. I was allowed to keep that. I didn't do any scenes with Avon, but he was well hacked off that there was somebody else dressed in black who was mean and moody. And he tried to get his revenge when he came on to Doctor Who, what was it called? Time Lash. Because he started playing it as Laurence Olivier playing Richard III, playing Tekka, which was weird. And John Nathan Turner, the producer, told him to stop doing it like that. And he didn't, so he ended up most of his part on the cutting room floor. Not widely known that. Anyway, I had a great time with Michael Keating, who's a lovely actor, a lovely man. And it was just some brilliant lines, like, my mother, a wonderful woman. Babe, she said, she called me babe. Treat every minute as if it was your last. See you in a minute, Villa. It's just wonderful OTT stuff. It was very pleasurable. I was delighted to do it. And I didn't get to work with Jackie either, who was another great friend of mine, because we did 2 Doctors, thank you, Andrew. I know all I have to do is pause and somebody will supply the information. But Jackie's a great old friend. I've known her before, and I've known her, we see each other whenever we can. So we had great fun doing that. It was a good show. That was 1981, I think. It's a long time ago. Wow.
Speaking of old friends that you worked with